Hey friends! Good afternoon, it's Brandon Devnich here from i3D Themes with this week's interactive number 76, where we share what we're passionate about and what we've been working on in the i3D Themes Design and Code Labs. So this has been another one of those crazy weeks where we've had lots of custom service requests. My man Colin has manned the phones and been playing interference for me. I haven't had a chance to pick up the phones too often this week. But that meant that he has been working like a madman. He has had a chance to work on the Oxygen website design. This is his brand new design that he's working on it in WordPress as well, sort of in tandem. And so he has just a little bit more of the home page to finish, and then moving on to the sub pages, which should happen pretty quickly. And then he's going to move on and finishing it up in WordPress. So that's very, very exciting. I don't have an actual time frame for when it'll be completed, because this time of year we just get inundated with custom service requests and telephone calls, chats, all that kind of stuff. But he is making progress, so that's fantastic. In the Code Lab, because Colin has been working so hard at sort of letting me handle just the coding, I've made some fantastic progress. And actually, I want to show you this. This is my, over here. This is my Pegasaas shirt. I wear this when I'm really in the zone. So this week we finished up the multi-site version of Pegasaas. At first, I didn't think it was really even possible. But somebody was nattering at me one day, and they said something about multi-site, and I then zoned out. And I went, they were talking at me. I couldn't remember what they were saying. But something clicked in my head, and I realized there was a way to make it multi-site. And in fact, it wasn't too difficult once I put two and two together. So Pegasaas is now available as multi-site. So we actually have three plans for Pegasaas now. We have the Heracles plan, keeping with the Greek theme, right? We have the Heracles plan, and that's a single site. You can accelerate up to 500 pages. So if you have a 500-page website, this is perfect for it. It's I think it's only $20 a month. Really fantastic. Then we have the Apollo plan. The Apollo plan is sort of the lower level Greek god. And that plan includes 5,000 pages. So if you have a 5,000 page website, I don't know too many 5,000 page websites personally. I know a few in like the 3,000 range, but we have this plan, 5,000 page, but you can actually split that 5 ways. So that means that if you actually were a developer and you had 5 clients, you could split it 5 ways. Pretty cool. So yeah, really great investment. And then we have the Zeus plan. Zeus, the head honcho dude there. The Zeus plan is a 10,000 pages accelerated, and you can divide that as many ways as you like. Well, up to 10,000 ways. You could have 10,000 one-page sites, or you can have 100 100-page sites. I think that's the math, right? 100 times 100 is 10,000. Yeah. So you can divide it any which way you want. So if you are a developer, you could get that plan. It's only $100 a month, and you could split that 100 ways. That's like $1 per client if you wanted to offer this for your clients. And I'm betting that as you're moving, closer to July, when Google actually makes the shift and makes the page speed signal a part of their mobile index officially. They've already got this going for the desktop version, but mobile is one of those things that is really important for speed. I mean, it's all important for speed, right? But as the push is moving for mobile even more, Google's going to make this. We're probably going to. I mean, I don't know for sure because I don't know the algorithm. I don't know how it's going to impact things. I would just know what Google has told us. I know that Google has updated their PageSpeed Insights tool, really hammering on the mobile stuff. I know that about 3 or 4 weeks ago they made the announcement that speed is going to be added in as a signal for the mobile index, which they are rolling out now. And that's officially going to be in by July. I think we may end up seeing positions shift for the mobile search engine results pages, much like we saw for, as some call it, Mobile-ageddon back in 2014, when they said, oh, you got to have a mobile responsive site, and nobody did, or they hadn't, or they weren't paying attention, and suddenly, boom, search rankings dropped. So moving forward, as we get closer to July, I think it's going to be on a lot of people's radars, getting closer. I'm already seeing it come up in like TechCrunch and a number of other tech news sites. You're going to probably see it on Slashdot coming up. Different hosting providers and CDN systems have articles on page speed and why it's really important to make sure your website is as fast as possible. And it's all geared towards their own services, what they're offering. But that's it's going to be pretty urgent in July. The other thing that we're just about to flip the switch on this, but in the mid and top tier plans as well, we are going to be, I think, as of Monday, including CDN support, native built in. We have a CDN partner that is going to deliver your CSS and JavaScript and images all automatically via CDN. You don't have to do anything. You basically install the plugin, and all that stuff is just done for you. No configuring anything. You don't need no stinking configuration. It just does it. Again, this is what we designed Pegasus for, and that is just to do it automatically. Now there are going to be situations, like we came across one this week, when we had somebody install Pegasus on a website, and a whole bunch of pages ended up being like 98, 99, somewhere in there, and then boom, it hit a bunch of pages that were only 49 out of 100. This is with Pegasus accelerating, and we went, what's going on? Because Pegasus accelerates everything. The only reason they would drop that low is if there was an image on the page, and there was an image on the page that wasn't optimized, but it was via a third-party content provider that injected it via JavaScript in a way that we hadn't seen before. And this image, which should have been this big, 160 pixels wide at most, was 4,000 pixels in width. That is way too big. And that content provider should have known better. That's just bad. And that really, really blew out the page speed score for these pages. But it just goes to show you that just one image on the page, and once that image has been resolved, page speed scores just rocketed right up. But just one image can negatively affect your page. So we'll be working on situations like that. I mean, it's just a weird one-off situation. But of course, when Pegasus accelerates pages, if you notice a page speed score that just doesn't seem right, like it should be higher than that, obviously, of course, just send us a message and we investigate. And if we can automate the process of optimizing that resource, we certainly will. If it's something that requires a little bit of hands-on, like telling the content provider to come on, optimize your image, please, certainly we can facilitate in that as well. Moving forward, as we are really making the push towards making sure pages are fast for not just desktop, but for mobile as well, we're going to be integrating and updating a couple features. One of those features that we're going to be working on in the next week is going to be the page caching version 2, which is going to be an even faster version of our page caching feature within the Pegasus Accelerator plugin. That's one of those things that's really, really key, because WordPress, which is what Pegasus is for, WordPress is a beast. It's like 500,000 lines of code. It takes a little bit longer than not a little bit, a lot longer than a static web page to load. And so server response time is really, really critical when you want to have a fast website. So we're going to take our page caching and like supercharge it, whatever. We've got some ideas for that. Also, we're going to be working on integrating the mobile page speed score directly into the interface as well. That's coming up. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got a couple of the other features that are just sort of on the fringes of being able to implement and start the implementation. I'm not going to talk about them quite yet, maybe next week, just to leave a little tidbit, but they are really cutting edge. Basically taking the optimization beyond what you would typically see even in manual optimization. just like afterburners on sort of thing. And we're pretty excited about doing this sort of stuff. Kind of geeking out this week. I've had the opportunity to just sit in code in my code editor and just pound stuff out. So, and I've also had a ridiculous amount of coffee this week, every single day. I'm kind of jittery if you hadn't noticed. Anyways, I hope you've had a fantastic week. If you are running Pegasus Accelerator, updates coming every week. If you aren't yet running Pegasus Accelerator and you have a WordPress site, you can try this thing out for free. I mean, they are paid plans. The Heracles plan is only $20, but you can try it out for 2 weeks. You find that it doesn't do everything that I say it's going to do, cancel. But I guarantee you, it'll make a huge difference to how fast your pages load, your page speed score. It's going to positively impact all of that. So anyways, hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you again next week. All right, bye-bye.